There are actors who were once Hollywood icons, holding the keys to fame and power, but now sit behind prison walls. What caused them to fall from the peak of their careers to the depths of crime? The stories behind the 17 actors currently serving prison sentences are not just shocking cases, but painful confessions about the dark side of fame. Leave a comment with the number 1 and get ready to confront the harsh truth about murder, abuse, fraud, and many other crimes that have cost them everything, including their freedom. Joe Exotic, born Joseph Maldonado Passage, became one of pop culture's most polarizing figures following the release of Tiger King. As the eccentric owner of a private zoo and a flamboyant reality TV personality, he drew in audiences with his outrageous behavior and larger-than-life persona. But his story went beyond the entertaining spectacle. It was one of obsession, rivalry, and criminal intent. Behind the wild antics and vibrant public image was a deep-seated animosity that ultimately caused his downfall, transforming his once thriving empire into the setting for a shocking legal battle. In 2019, Joe Exotic was arrested and charged with orchestrating a murder-for-hire plot against Carole Baskin, a prominent animal rights activist and his longtime rival. Their feud had reached a boiling point after Baskin publicly accused Joe of animal cruelty at his zoo, sparking years of bitter animosity. In a desperate bid to silence her, Joe paid $3,000 to have Baskin killed, but the plot was uncovered, leading to his arrest. Along with the murder-for-hire charges, Joe faced multiple violations of animal protection laws, including the illegal killing of 5 tigers and involvement in wildlife trafficking. In 2020, he was sentenced to 22 years in prison, marking a dramatic fall from his self-made empire. Joe Exotic's story has since become a symbol of obsession, recklessness, and the destructive power of unchecked hatred. His downfall serves as a cautionary tale, showing how fame and power, when abused, can push individuals to actions that cost them everything, including their freedom and dignity. Shannon Richardson, once a rising star in Hollywood known for supporting roles in hit shows like The Walking Dead and The Vampire Diaries, seemed poised for a bright future. However, in a shocking twist, she became the central figure in a chilling case of political intrigue and biological terrorism. In 2013, Richardson stunned the nation when she was arrested for sending ricin-laced letters to President Barack Obama, New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg, and other prominent figures. The poisoned letters triggered an immediate federal investigation, raising serious national security concerns and sparking widespread fear. As authorities worked tirelessly to trace the source, one unsettling question lingered. Who would be daring and reckless enough to carry out such a dangerous plot? Upon her arrest, Shannon Richardson tried to shift the blame onto her husband in a desperate attempt to avoid responsibility. However, the evidence against her was irrefutable. Fingerprints, digital records, and data from her personal computer all pointed to her as the sole perpetrator. In July 2014, Richardson was sentenced to 18 years in prison, marking one of Hollywood's most shocking criminal cases. Her story serves as a stark reminder of fame's dark side, showing how ambition and desperation can lead to irreversible consequences. What started as a promising career ended in disgrace, offering a cautionary tale of how swiftly one can fall from the heights of hope to the depths of crime. Joe's son, an actor best known for his comedic supporting role in Austin Powers' International Man of Mystery, shocked the public when his name became linked to a horrific real-life crime. Once a promising actor and MMA fighter, his career and life unraveled as his dark past surfaced. In 2008, Joseph's son was arrested for a violent sexual assault that took place in 1990. The victim, in a harrowing testimony, described being brutally attacked and threatened throughout the assault. At the time, the case remained unresolved due to insufficient evidence. However, years later, a DNA sample collected from Son in connection with another case conclusively tied him to the crime, bringing long overdue justice to his victim. This unexpected twist of fate finally brought justice to the victim after nearly 2 decades of waiting. The trial, filled with damning evidence and emotional testimonies, outraged the public. Prosecutors laid out the brutal details of the crime, highlighting its lasting impact. With irrefutable DNA evidence and official records confirming his guilt, Joseph Son was sentenced to life in prison in 2011. In a powerful statement, the victim expressed relief, saying, "I have lived with this pain for so many years, and now I can begin to heal." Son's fall from a comedic actor to a convicted criminal serves as a stark reminder that no crime can remain hidden forever. Justice, though delayed, ultimately reaches those who have suffered. Jen Shah, a star of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, was widely known for her extravagant lifestyle and bold on-screen persona. However, in 2021, she became the center of a shocking legal scandal that shattered her glamorous image. Shah was arrested and charged with wire fraud and money laundering, accused of running a nationwide telemarketing scheme that defrauded thousands of victims. The case sent shockwaves through the reality TV world and sparked debates about the ethical responsibilities of public figures. What was once entertainment for audiences quickly turned into a real-life legal drama, exposing the darker side of fame and fortune. The investigation uncovered a complex scheme in which Jen Shah and her accomplices targeted vulnerable victims, particularly elderly individuals, by deceiving them into investing in fraudulent services that never existed. Prosecutors argued that Shah exploited her fame and influence to gain trust, making it easier to manipulate and prey on those who believed in her. During the trial, prosecutors presented damning evidence, including electronic messages and witness testimonies, revealing Shah's central role in the operation. One victim's heartbreaking statement captured the devastating impact of the scam. "I trusted them and lost everything I had." The case painted a stark picture of deception, greed, and the consequences of abusing power for personal gain. Initially, Jen Shah maintained her innocence, pleading not guilty to all charges. However, as the case progressed, she changed her plea, admitting her involvement in the elaborate scam. In 2022, she was sentenced to 6.5 years in prison, marking a dramatic end to her extravagant lifestyle and reality TV fame. Shah's downfall serves as a stark warning about the consequences of unchecked ambition and the abuse of power. Once admired for her confidence and opulence, she now stands as a cautionary tale, proof that crossing legal and ethical boundaries comes at a steep price. Zachary Horwitz, an actor with minor roles and a budding career as a film producer, became the mastermind behind one of Hollywood's biggest scams. Operating under the name Zach, he meticulously crafted the image of a promising entertainer and savvy businessman, running one in capital with promises of massive returns from film licensing deals. However, behind the polished contracts and business ventures lay a $650 million Ponzi scheme. From 2014 to 2019, Horowitz deceived investors into believing he had lucrative distribution deals with industry giants like HBO and Netflix. In reality, it was all an elaborate con. He used funds from new investors to pay returns to previous ones, maintaining the illusion of a thriving enterprise while orchestrating one of the entertainment industry's most shocking financial frauds. Horowitz's extravagant lifestyle, filled with luxury mansions, high-end cars, and the illusion of success, only deepened the trust of his investors. However, the facade eventually crumbled when his Ponzi scheme became unsustainable, and suspicions grew among those he had deceived. In 2021, Horowitz was arrested, exposing the full extent of his massive fraud. During his trial, he was found guilty of securities fraud and in 2022 sentenced to 20 years in prison. His downfall not only caused investors to lose hundreds of millions of dollars, but also revealed the dark side of ambition and deception within the entertainment industry. His story serves as a stark reminder that not everything that glitters is gold. Michael Jace, best known for his role as police officer Julian Lowe in the hit series The Shield, shocked Hollywood when he became the center of a brutal murder case. On May 19, 2014, a distress call from Jace's Los Angeles home led police to a horrifying discovery. Inside, his wife, April Jace, a devoted mother and talented athlete, was found dead, lying in a pool of blood. She had been shot multiple times by her own husband. The most chilling detail of the crime was that their two young children were in the house at the time, forced to witness the horrific act as their father took their mother's life. During the trial, prosecutors argued that Jace acted in a fit of uncontrollable rage, driven by financial struggles and deep marital tension. One of the most chilling moments of the case came when Jace, just before pulling the trigger, uttered the haunting words, "If you want to run, run to heaven." These final ominous words became a tragic and unforgettable part of the trial. In 2016, Jace was sentenced to 40 years in prison. Once a beloved television actor, he was now a convicted murderer, forever condemned by society. His downfall serves as a stark reminder that fame and public image can never fully conceal the darkness within, and that unchecked rage can lead to irreversible consequences. Ryan Grantham, a rising young actor known for his roles in Riverdale and Diary of a Wimpy Kid, once had a bright future in the entertainment industry. However, his name is now forever linked to horror and disbelief after committing an unimaginable crime: the murder of his own mother. In March 2020, at the age of 21, Grantham shot and killed his mother, Barbara Waite, in their British Columbia home. The act was premeditated, and in a chilling twist, he later recorded a video confession, showing no remorse. What was once a promising career was instantly overshadowed by the shocking brutality of his actions, leaving behind a tragic legacy of violence and betrayal. The case took a darker turn when it was revealed that, after murdering his mother, Grantham had planned to escalate his violence by assassinating Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. He had gathered weapons, ammunition, and a detailed map leading to Trudeau's residence. However, before carrying out his plan, he ultimately changed his mind and surrendered to the police. During the trial, prosecutors argued that Grantham's actions were driven by a deep mental crisis and overwhelming helplessness. Still, the severity of his crimes left them unforgivable. In 2022, he was sentenced to life in prison with no possibility of parole for the first 14 years. Once a promising young talent, Grantham now stands as a tragic example of how unchecked violence and a fractured mind can lead to irreversible destruction. Allison Mack, once adored for her portrayal of Chloe Sullivan in Smallville, embodied intelligence and loyalty on screen. However, behind her charm and fame hid a shocking secret that no one saw coming. In 2018, Mack became the focal point of one of the largest human trafficking scandals in U.S. history when she was arrested for her pivotal role in NextEVM. The organization, which posed as a personal development group, was actually a secretive sex cult. Mack used her influence and celebrity status to recruit young women, luring them with promises of self-improvement and career opportunities, only to lead them into a world of manipulation, coercion, and abuse. Instead, the women were coerced into sexual servitude for Keith Raniere, the mastermind behind NXIVM. Victims endured brutal rituals, including being branded with Raniere and Mack's initials, a permanent symbol of their subjugation. During the trial, prosecutors presented compelling evidence, including emails and text messages, proving that Mack was not just a participant, but an active recruiter and enforcer within the cult. She played a key role in manipulating and controlling victims, ensuring their compliance with Raniere's demands. In 2021, Allison Mack was sentenced to 3 years in prison for human trafficking and conspiracy to commit forced labor. Her downfall exposed a disturbing side of the entertainment industry, where fame and influence can be weaponized for control and destruction. Her case sent shockwaves through Hollywood, serving as a chilling reminder that even the most trusted public figures can hide the darkest secrets. Will Hayden, once celebrated as a firearms expert and the star of Sons of Guns, was admired for his craftsmanship and deep knowledge of weapons. However, beneath the surface of reality, TV fame lay a horrifying secret. In 2014, Hayden was accused of sexually abusing a young girl, a revelation that would expose a long history of predatory behavior spanning years. Investigators soon uncovered a disturbing pattern, revealing that Hayden had assaulted multiple victims, including his own daughters when they were children. Testimonies from survivors painted a harrowing picture of a man once respected by the public, but who, in reality, was a predator hiding behind his reputation. The shock only intensified as medical reports and interviews confirmed the allegations. In 2017, Hayden was sentenced to life in prison for rape and sexual abuse. His career was obliterated, not only due to public outrage, but also with the immediate cancellation of Sons of Guns. Once seen as a powerful figure in the firearms industry, he is now remembered as a disgraced criminal, a stark warning of the consequences of abusing trust and power. Kaylan Walker, an actor and rapper who appeared in major projects like Straight Outta Compton, was once seen as a rising star with immense potential in the entertainment industry. However, his fame quickly unraveled when he was arrested in 2018 on multiple sexual assault charges. Prosecutors revealed that Walker exploited his celebrity status to lure young women with false promises of helping them break into the industry, only to sexually assault them. His 2022 trial uncovered harrowing details of his crimes, with victims testifying about how he used manipulation, deception, and threats to silence them. The charges painted a chilling picture of someone who abused his influence to prey on the vulnerable, transforming a once promising career into a cautionary tale of exploitation and betrayal. Walker was found guilty on multiple counts of sexual assault and rape, resulting in a lengthy prison sentence. His conviction sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry, serving as a grim reminder of how power and influence can be weaponized for abuse. Public reaction was swift and intense, with widespread outrage not just toward Walker, but also toward the institutions that had once supported him. His once promising career now lies in ruins, overshadowed by the harrowing testimonies of his victims. Voices that had long been ignored. What was once the image of a rising star is now forever tarnished by the reality of his crimes, and the lasting scars left on those he exploited. Drew Drexel, a well-known sports figure, was investigated and charged with sexually abusing a minor and producing illicit material. According to an FBI report, Drexel engaged in an inappropriate relationship with a girl he met at a sporting event, using his status to manipulate and control her over several years. Evidence, including text messages, photographs, and electronic records, directly linked him to the abuse. Prosecutors also revealed that Drexel was not only involved in the assault, but also participated in the production and storage of illegal material, intensifying the severity of the case. His fall from grace serves as a harsh reminder of the devastating consequences when power is used for exploitation. The sports world and fans were left in shock when the case against Drexel became public. A man once admired for his perseverance and athleticism had now become a symbol of corruption, greed, and abuse of power. His downfall sparked public debate, raising serious questions about oversight and safety in reality TV competitions. In the end, Drexel received a harsh sentence, marking a definitive end to a career many once believed would thrive for years. His case serves as a grim reminder that no amount of fame or success can shield those who exploit their power from facing justice. Amy Locane, best known for her role in Melrose Place, made headlines for all the wrong reasons in 2010 when she was involved in a tragic drunk driving accident. Driving under the influence in New Jersey, Locane caused a devastating crash that killed Helen Seaman and left her husband, Fred Seaman, severely injured. Investigations revealed that her blood alcohol level was far above the legal limit, cementing her guilt. Witnesses described Locane's reckless speeding and loss of control just before the crash, painting a grim picture of the incident. What should have been a preventable tragedy became the defining moment of her downfall, forever altering the course of her life and career. In court, Amy Locane expressed deep remorse and took responsibility for her actions. However, prosecutors stressed that her recklessness had led to irreversible consequences, arguing that justice required a tougher penalty. Initially sentenced to 3 years in prison, Locane's case underwent multiple trials and appeals, eventually resulting in a longer sentence to reflect the severity of her crime. Her downfall stands as a sobering reminder of the devastating consequences of impaired driving. Once a rising star, Locane's story now serves as a stark warning that one reckless decision can permanently change lives, both her own and those of her victims. Harvey Weinstein, once a towering figure of power and success in Hollywood, is now infamous as a key figure in the Me Too movement. As the founder of Miramax and the mastermind behind countless Oscar-winning films, he wielded immense influence, shaping careers and commanding authority in the industry. However, in 2017, his empire began to crumble as a flood of accusations from actresses and former employees revealed the dark truth behind his glamorous facade. Stories of harassment, coercion, and abuse painted a chilling portrait of a man who had long used his power to silence victims. What was once a legacy of cinematic triumphs was forever overshadowed by the shocking revelations of his predatory behavior. During court hearings, numerous witnesses shared harrowing accounts of how Harvey Weinstein used his power to manipulate, intimidate, and commit horrific acts of abuse. Investigative documents and emails from victims further revealed how he exploited his influence to coerce and instill fear, ensuring silence and compliance. After a series of high-profile trials, Weinstein was convicted in 2020 and sentenced to 23 years in prison for rape and sexual assault. His dramatic fall from grace sent shockwaves through the film industry and became a turning point, fueling the Me Too movement. The case empowered survivors whose voices had been silenced for years, giving them the courage to seek justice and hold powerful abusers accountable. Skylar DeLeon, who once had a promising start in Hollywood with a role in The Wonder Years, saw his future take a dark turn when he masterminded a brutal crime. In 2004, DeLeon and his accomplices conspired to steal the yacht of Thomas and Jackie Hawks. Court testimony revealed how he lured the couple into a deal under false pretenses, only to overpower them, bind them, and force them to sign over ownership documents while they were helpless. Investigators uncovered damning evidence, including fingerprints and witness testimonies, confirming DeLeon's central role in the crime. What began as a story of rising fame quickly spiraled into one of deceit, greed, and cold-blooded murder. After being forced to sign over ownership of their yacht, Thomas and Jackie Hawks were ruthlessly pushed into the sea, left to drown with no chance of survival. The case sent shockwaves through the public, especially as accomplices testified that Skylar DeLeon had meticulously planned the crime, driven solely by the desire to steal the couple's assets. In 2009, DeLeon was sentenced to death for his role in the horrific murder. His story stands as a chilling reminder of how greed and reckless decisions can lead to irreversible consequences. Once a young actor with a promising future, DeLeon now symbolizes how a life of crime can erase everything in an instant. Zara Fithian, once admired for her martial arts prowess and role in the Doctor Strange films, saw her reputation shattered in 2022 when she was convicted of indecent assault against a minor. During the trial, the victim testified that Fithian and her husband, Victor Mark, had groomed her from the age of 13, exploiting the trust they had built. Over time, the couple manipulated her into inappropriate and coercive situations, abusing their influence and authority. The case exposed a disturbing betrayal, turning Fithian's once respected image into that of a convicted predator. What was once a story of strength and success became a chilling reminder of how trust and power can be dangerously misused. Evidence from the investigation, including incriminating text messages and harrowing victim testimonies, revealed a disturbing pattern of manipulation and abuse. The case stunned the public, especially given Fithian's standing as a respected figure in both the martial arts and film industries. Her conviction resulted in a lengthy prison sentence, effectively ending what had once been a promising career. Beyond the damage to her reputation, the case sparked wider discussions about child protection and the moral responsibilities of those in positions of influence. r.o.t.t.i.n.'g downfall serves as a stark reminder that when power and trust are abused, the consequences can be devastating. Todd and Julie Chrisley, the charismatic couple from Chrisley Knows Best, captivated audiences with their portrayal of a wealthy, extravagant, and carefree family. But behind their on-screen charm lay a shocking truth, one built on financial fraud and tax evasion that would eventually unravel their lavish lifestyle. In 2022, after a lengthy investigation, the couple was convicted of masterminding a complex scheme to falsify financial documents. They secured millions of dollars in fraudulent loans to sustain their luxurious way of life, deceiving banks and authorities along the way. Their downfall not only shocked fans but also served as a powerful reminder that even the most glamorous facades can hide a web of deception. In court, prosecutors presented a wealth of evidence, including detailed financial records and testimony from bank employees, showing how Todd and Julie Chrisley masterminded an elaborate fraud scheme to conceal their true financial situation. Despite Todd's persistent claims of innocence and his insistence that he had been wrongfully convicted, witness testimonies and electronic evidence painted a damning picture of deceit. In the end, Todd was sentenced to 12 years in prison, while Julie received a 7-year sentence. Their downfall shattered their carefully constructed public image, transforming them from beloved reality TV stars into cautionary symbols of financial fraud. Their case serves as a stark reminder that no glamorous facade can protect anyone from the consequences of breaking the law. Jared Fogle, once hailed as a symbol of transformation and perseverance, inspired millions with his dramatic weight loss journey. As the face of Subway, he built an image of resilience, portraying himself as someone who had overcome personal struggles to achieve health and success. But beneath this carefully constructed persona was a shocking truth that would eventually shatter his reputation and career. What was once a tale of triumph turned into one of scandal and disgrace, leaving the world in disbelief at the disturbing reality behind the man who once seemed to represent positive change. In 2015, Jared Fogle's carefully crafted public image shattered when he was arrested on charges of inappropriate conduct with a minor and possession of illegal material. The investigation began after a colleague reported his disturbing behavior, providing critical information to the FBI. Authorities uncovered damaging evidence through electronic communications and personal devices, revealing that Fogle not only had illicit materials, but was also involved in criminal activities. During the trial, witness testimonies and investigative documents exposed the full extent of his offenses. Despite expressing remorse and admitting to his crimes, Fogle was sentenced to 15 years in prison, marking the tragic end of a career once admired by millions. His fall from grace serves as a chilling reminder of how public personas can mask the disturbing reality lurking behind closed doors. The stories of the 17 actors currently behind bars serve as a powerful reminder that fame and admiration can't shield us from poor choices. Once at the peak of stardom, their actions led them to an inevitable fall, with the ultimate cost being their freedom. Is fame truly a double-edged sword for these stars? It's a question worth pondering. What are your thoughts on their stories? Share them in the comments below. All the information in this video comes from credible sources and is for reference only. Don't forget to like, share with friends, and subscribe to stay updated on our next captivating videos.